Coach, how does the approach obviously change now? You're continuing to build and develop and progress, but how does the approach change now for you as a staff as you continue to evaluate your guys?
I think it's always a process that you're always trying to evaluate your players and where your deficient areas are. And you know, we played a pretty good team last week. You need to take your hats off to those guys. They were a really physical group, well-coached group, and you know, as I sat back and really wanted to take a look at things, I felt like, you know, if you look at the last 2 years, maybe we did close the gap on them a little bit. Unfortunately, as Penguin fans, we want to win those games, and I don't know if we're quite ready to do that just yet. And that's tough to take as a coach, but you know, it was a ball game there for a while. Felt like we had momentum there after the fake punt, and then they got that big run there on us, and you know, that was unfortunate because I felt like we kind of had some momentum there. But that's where we're at. But they did a good job, and they're a physical group. They got everybody back except for the running back, and I think they're one of the elite teams probably in this league. So I really did a lot of research just looking at them, looking at their team, their sizes, their weights, and all those kind of things. And you know, they play hard, obviously, and you know, they kind of remind me of what a Youngstown team should be like, as far as just being a physical team that plays hard every play and can push people around a little bit. And that was impressive on their part.
Eric, can you just talk about returning back home after 2 weeks on the road and the homecoming? It's your first homecoming here.
Well, you know, it's exciting to be back home. You know, our fans have been outstanding. You know, and this is a team that we haven't beaten in 9 years, and if you can't get pumped up to play these guys, you know, you're in the wrong sport. They're a very well-coached football team. They are a very talented team also, and you know, looking at them on film, they are a physical group and very athletic group. On top of it, you know, they play fast. You know, a lot of times you'll hear me talk about getting our players to play fast. And one thing that they do is they play fast. They are fast, but they also play fast. And they've got playmakers all over the field, and both offensively and defensively. And you know, we're going to have to put our best effort forward to go out there and execute. Our margin of error in this football game will be very small.
Coach, how important is it to get wins in these final 3 games to kind of validate the progress that you guys have made as a group?
Well, you know, I think, you know, I would suspect that most people watching us play see that we're pretty competitive, and you know, we still got 3 games left, and we're constantly evaluating our players, and some of these guys are trying to move up, and you know, also we're evaluating for our future recruiting needs and where our deficiencies are. But one of our goals, our fundamentals for success is to improve every day, and we want to continue to see improvement. And this will be a real test to see where we stand with probably one of the best teams in the league, and it'll be a good measuring stick for us to see where we're at. And we're going to go out there and play. We're not going to put the white flag out, I can assure you that. We will come out and play. And you know, these seniors want to win this game. And there's a bunch of people who want to win this football game. And you know, I kind of made the comment the other day that I think Coach Farley has a voodoo doll of a Youngstown State Penguin. I mean, he's had her number 9 years in a row, you know, and that's a compliment to him. He's done a great job with his program, and he's got a strong foundation there, and they just keep reloading. I think he had 9 guys last year sign an NFL contract or get into camp. You know, it's pretty impressive when you got 9 guys get picked up for camp. You know, that tells you where the program's at. And when I watch them, I see a bunch of players out there that'll get a chance to play on Sunday. How many will make it, I don't know. It's a pretty tough task to do, but they got some guys that'll have opportunities, and that's easy to see.
Eric, we got some of the players earlier. You're new to the Northern Iowa matchup. Is this the rival game in the conference, do you think?
You know, I don't know if I could say that it's a rival, just because of the fact that I always envision a rivalry game as a game you go back and forth. You know, one team wins a couple, the other team wins a couple. right now, to me, I don't think they consider us any rival anyways. You know, they've basically had our number. That's disappointing for us as Youngstown fans, but you know, I envision rivalries as teams you go back and forth with right now, and I think right now about everybody we play is our rival, you know, until we start getting back to where we need to be.
Getting back to Northern Iowa, they appear to be very fast, and the quarterback seems to be able to do everything. Is he obviously he's their playmaker, but where do the receivers rank, and how does he distribute the ball?
Oh, he's unbelievable, the quarterback. I mean, he's got the ball in his hands. He scored a bunch of touchdowns, and you know, when you look at their stats and you watch them play conference games, you know, early in the year they had a problem with turnovers. Well, they've corrected that, and now they're #1 in turnover margin in conference rankings. You know, you look at the overall picture, well, they're not. But in conference games, they're +3. Okay, and defense, they're #2. Offense, you know, they're 1. They're in rushing. So when you look at the conference stats compared to the stats for the year, you know, they had some new guys playing, and they had some, you know, turnovers. Now that they've taken care of that, they've got the things they needed to get corrected so they can play well. They're #2 in defense. They're not giving up a bunch of yards. They're averaging 4.25 sacks a game, you know, in conference play. I mean, that's pretty dang impressive. Now, 4 sacks a game, and they're constantly getting pressure on you. And third down, they're going to come after you.
How dangerous is Terrell, though, because he's their leading rusher, obviously, from the quarterback?
Leading rusher, and you know, they're running all the zone read option stuff, you know, and basically it's option football, and everybody has got a gap, and everybody's got a responsibility. Some guys have dive, some guys have quarterback, some guys have pitch, and on every single play, you better account for that. On every single football play that they run, there's a potential for a dive, a pitch, and our quarterback keeping the football, and that's what they do.
Eric, how do you approach these games differently now that you're out of the conference race in terms of who you play and looking ahead to next year?
How do I approach it?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of thinking ahead next year and what's going on.
You know, I approach it like, guys, we have a chance to do something special here. You know, if we can go out and play well and execute and beat Northern Iowa, that's something that you guys can say hasn't been done in 9 years. You know, and that's something that motivates, I would hope, everyone in our program. It has not been done in 9 years. Youngstown State has not beat Northern Iowa in 9 years. Think about that. You know, so if you can't be motivated as a staff member, coach, player, whatever the case may be, I mean, that's a pretty good run when you start beating somebody, a team that has a tradition we have 9 times, you know, and obviously it gets me excited, and I know our team will be excited. We'll go out and have a good practice, and we'll go out and play. It's just our margin of error needs to be very small. When you play really, really good football teams, your margin of error needs to be small, and that talks about the penalties before and after the whistle, all those type of little things, turnovers, scoring opportunities. You know, when you get in the run zone, you got to score, and preferably touchdowns. You know, field goals, I mean, those are fine, but when you score a touchdown, that's a 4-point swing, and that's what we got to do. And we got to create some turnovers.
Eric, can you sense the team is down a little bit at all?
I think to some extent, you know, they probably were, and they probably were until Monday at 4 o'clock. Then we had a team meeting, and you know, this is more than just football. This is a little bit like life. You know, what do you do when you come home and you know your wife tells you she's leaving with your kids? You gonna quit working? You just gonna hang it up? You gonna quit living? What do you do when you come home, you find out your son has a serious disability and it's not going to work out? It's not curable. What are you going to do? Quit living? You know, we're not going to quit. We're going to keep playing. That's part of life. You have adversity, and how do you handle it? We've had some adversity, but we've come back out every game and played and showed that we can handle it. And these people in our program and our seniors, they're going to be successful in life, because they're learning lessons for life just besides football. And, you know, football can teach you a lot of lessons about life, and that's something that we're seeing. You know, we have a chance to finish 6-5.